Saleh Jaidi from Oz Arab Media. We're here with a special event with Jihad Dib coming to connect with the community. I'm here with Lupe Moy, head chef at Coffee Club. How excited are you for this event and having Jihad Dib come and connect with the community?
We're actually excited and nervous at the same time. It's an honour for us. We haven't really had anyone as special as him come in today. So, yeah, it's a gift.
Okay, so how important is it for the community to be able to have these events and connect with a member of the parliament like Jihad Dib?
Oh, I think it's really important because then everyone can give their feedback face to face, and I think it's better when you're in person because you can read each other's body language better. I think for me, it's like that for me. Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
Beautiful. Now, as the head chef, Jihad Dib was coming up to have an order for his lunch. What would you recommend?
Well, it depends because I know he's Muslim, so I'd have to offer him something fresh, and sometimes people like light food. It just depends on what kind of food he likes, but yeah, I think we got everything that will satisfy him.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm here with Tony Stewart, the chairman of the board at the Bankstown RSL. How are you today, man?
Very well, thank you.
And how excited are you for this event that Jihad Dib is coming to connect with the community at your location?
This is a great opportunity for Jihad as the local MP and as a minister to see what great work this club is doing and how we do it.
Now, for Bankstown RSL, what sort of special work are you guys doing for the community from your end?
We're very closely connected as a club with the community. In fact, the community is our umbilical cord. It's what keeps us alive and functioning. We're very proud to achieve many things with our local community and to harness community opportunity in terms of moving forward.
Beautiful. Now, if you had one thing that you could possibly ask Jihad Dib about the community concerns, what would they be from your end?
I'm concerned that sometimes Bankstown and the surrounding region is not looked at as a favourable area. We're very proud of it and like Jihad to stand up for us, and some ideas he's got about standing up for our community and how he does it would be important to this club.
Beautiful. And is this the first time that you guys have hosted this event?
Not the first time, but it's a very important event that Jihad is here. We're very proud to have Jihad in our club. Jihad Dib is a great local member and really aspires to look after his local community.
Beautiful. And I just want my last question. In the past sort of like 2 or 3 years, what sort of growth have you seen in the whole Bankstown community that you're proud of, that you guys have helped achieve?
What we're helping to achieve is community cohesion, and we are part of the glue that binds this local community together. I've watched the community grow very quickly. The multiculturalism aspect of it is something we're very proud of, and this club generates opportunity for our multicultural community.
Beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Tony Stewart, chairman of the Bankstown RSL. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So, Saleh Jaidi from Oz Arab Media. We're here at the Coffee Club at the Bankstown RSL with Jihad Dib, connecting with the community. How important are these events to you guys?
Well, Saleh, it's really incredibly important. It's great to be here and to be here with, visiting Scott and the team here, but also my former colleague as well, in Tony Stewart, the chairman of the board. And Tony and I are the only two members, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but we're the only two members who are actually the member for Lakemba and for Bankstown. So we've got a lot in common. And of course, the guy who never gets tired, Wally Mahana. But really important to come and show support, but also to have a bit of a chat to see what's going on and get a really good feel for what's happening in the community.
Now, you mentioned Tony Stewart. As you said, he was the captain, the member of Bankstown, and now you've kind of taken that role over.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you kind of have enjoyed or learned from him in particular?
Well, I've got to say, one of the first things when I first went into politics was Tony, and I knew Tony, but I didn't really know him well. But he got in contact with me and he offered any assistance that I needed, and that's a really kind thing. A lot of people don't do that. So he said, what is it that you need? He gave me some advice, he gave me some people to meet, he made some introductions. That was as the Lakemba, and then the same with the Bankstown. And he's been terrific, and he's been not only a supporter, but a person who will give me some good, honest advice. And sometimes, as a member of parliament, everyone's willing to give you advice, but what you really want is honest advice and people who are genuinely caring. And he still obviously loves the community, still a part of the community. So I hope that I continue the good work that he started.
Now, I know you mentioned how the special work that Wally Mahana's doing at the Chambers of Bankstown. What makes his work special, and how does that improve the whole community in general?
Oh, mate, well, the guy is a champion. I was just saying before that the Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce is one of the best chambers of commerce in the state. And I don't say that because, I do a lot with them, but I see them. I see the number of events they do, but high quality events, really engaging events. It also extends beyond the Canterbury Bankstown area and across all industries, from the smallest business to the largest business. And he brings us together, and it takes a special person to do that, to be inspired, to continually bring people together. He's constantly saying, this is what we can do to make our community better. Here are the opportunities. This is what we can do. He was a really, really strong advocate for the hospital in Bankstown, which really pleased to announce the $2 billion for that. The difference that it will make, the changes in our business attitudes, but really showing that business is a part of our community, and not only in terms of for the money that it brings, but the employment opportunities and the changes that it makes and the tourism element that it does for our community. So I couldn't speak highly enough of the chamber and the leadership of Wally, and to show you the respect that he has, respected across all sides of politics, respected by the Premier, who's coming again to the gala night, the Treasurer, and of course, I see Wally as a friend, and that's really important for me.
Now, you're a busy man. I know you kind of look after 4 separate cabinets. If you could kind of say, like, there's one thing, this is the thing that I'm most proud of, that I've had an impact on the community, what would it be?
Look, if for our local community, I think being able to be their voice in Parliament when they've needed it, particularly when things that are really important to our community need to be said. And I've done that now, where I've actually been up there and had the courage, and it's more knowing that this is what the community really wants someone to speak. Because every 4 years I ask the community to vote for me, and I say, I'm going to do my best for you. So I can't forget that when I'm in Parliament. So there's a number of things that I've done there from that perspective. The other one too is, I think, telling a great story about our community, about the incredible community that we are, the individual story, the warm community that we are, the sharing community we are, the compassionate community we are, the aspirational community. So for a long time, I think people thought, had a view about our community. And I'm just picking up on the work, say, of Tony, and that, where I just go, this is what our community is. It's a very energetic community, a very aspirational community. It's a strong migrant community, but we get on incredibly well. So there's that from that perspective. In my portfolio space, and you said I've got a lot of portfolios. I think the emergency services has been so busy, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done there, especially with the recent floods. I've brought that idea of saying we've got to make sure that we tell people what's going to happen as soon as we know. We clearly communicate, then we provide them support. And what I see is, when I compare that to the floods of 2022, I'm just so proud of the differences that we've made in terms of the response and the impact that it makes. I always like telling people's story. And of course, I've got a very soft spot for youth justice. And youth justice, being able to make some changes, because every person will make a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. For some kids, they make a big mistake and end up in youth detention. What we want to do is make sure that they don't end up back there again. So trying to do education programs and working with them to try and get them out. But I would hope that people in our community know that I've never forgotten where I came from, and I'm very proud of who we are as a community, and I know that as long as people trust me to have their voice, I've got to do their voice.
Yeah, as a person that lives in the local community, I know you do have a lot of respect and a lot of eyes from our set community, so respect. I'm going to ask Tony one question. Look, you've left the Lakemba and Bankstown in the hands of Jihad Dib. How proud are you of the work that he's done, and has he done a better job than yourself?
No one does a better job.
I think he's doing a different job and a greater job than I could ever have done under much more trying circumstances. Jihad is a great local member, someone who understands our local community, and someone who was born through our local community, a local high school teacher, a local principal, and now a local member. What a great trilogy.
Thank you, mate. It's so kind. We'll see. I mean, how do you not respond to that? But I think what it shows is that there's a good legacy, and we all build on it. Tony did the hard work, but if he hadn't done the hard work, then I couldn't have built on that. And then the next person after me will build on that. But I mean, it's a great opportunity and great privilege for me to be able to follow in the footsteps of a former minister as well, and to be able to know that I could pick up the telephone at any time and say, hey, Tony, what do you think? But more importantly than that, I said the trusted advice that you get. You get a lot of advice out. But I think it speaks volumes of everybody coming together. There's that whole dream of what we can be, and there's just such a strong aspiration. I mean, we're here in the coffee club. It's an aspiration, and this is as good as it can be anywhere else. The food is as good as anywhere else. The coffee is as good as anywhere else. The people are as good, if not better, than anyone else. And the generosity of our community, I never stop saying how generous our community is. And maybe because many of us have come through struggles in our lives as a community, or our neighbours have, we never forget what it's like. So when someone's in trouble, we're the first ones to lend a hand. And I think, I just am so proud to be able to have the privilege to be a representative.
Now look, I got one more question that just came. Look, I know it's June, Men's Mental Health Month. As a politician, you have a thankless job, and it is tough, especially with what's going on in the world. How do you kind of keep yourself sane and keep your sort of head grounded and just getting the work that you continue to do, the great work that you do?
That's a great question. So, and I think for men in particular, like we're talking about mental health, but I've got to say for men in particular, we don't talk about it. We push it to the side and go, no, I'm all right. The truth is everybody has struggles and everybody feels pressure, and maybe it's a thankless job, but there are moments that you're very thankful for, and there's little things, and I've got to celebrate those successes. I suppose if you say, how do I wind down? I love watching the footy. It's not bad at the moment. The doggies are going well. Look, there's also a little bit of a secret that I support another team as well, who aren't going as well, so I'm more doggies this year. But I think that, my way of feeling good is I get energy from people. And I get to do a lot of really formal stuff and really amazing things. But you tell me how much I'm loving having a cup of coffee in Bankstown with some good people. That for me is my chance to sort of wind down. And I'd say to everybody, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm struggling. Just find a way to just step away for a minute. I also, what I do, I sometimes just go off social media. I think social media can get caught up in all of the commentary. And social media shouldn't be the thing that makes you either feel good or bad. It shouldn't be that. Social media should be a thing that just helps you with what the media is. But I think we also need to look out for one another. So, it's hard. Life is hard. There's a lot that's happening in the world. Every one of us has got different pressures. But we also need to find a way that we can be our best self. I'd love to do a bit more walking and exercise. Maybe I needed to wait to warm up a little bit because I woke up early this morning. I thought about going for a walk. I thought, it's a bit cold. But don't be on the phone all the time. Don't look at social media all the time. Give yourself a bit of you time, even if it's listening to music, just a little bit of time to be able to just switch off from everything around you.
Beautiful. So we're sitting here with Wally Mahana, Tony Stewart, Jihad Dib, trying to create a better future for the whole Bankstown district. Saleh Jaidi from Oz